Good afternoon, everyone. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome a truly special guest to today's gathering, someone whose words don't just speak but resonate. Surbhi Gupta is a writer, thinker, and observer of life's quieter truths. With her debut book, Iron Draped in Silk, she has carved a space for herself in the literature landscape with a voice that is both gentle and powerful. Through a series of deeply personal and poetic essays, Surbhi explores what it means to live in a woman's body, to inhabit silence with strength, and to remember not just facts, but feelings, places, people, and part of oneself that are often left unnamed. Her writing is tender, reflective, and piercing, like a soft breeze that somehow manages to shake something loose in you. Today, we have the honor of diving into her world, a world that blends memory with metaphor and softness with steel. So, let's open our hearts and minds as we welcome Surbhi Gupta for a heartfelt conversation around Iron Draped in Silk. Please join me in giving her a round of applause.
Thank you, guys. A round of applause for you guys for being here on a Sunday morning. I think I was really nervous. I was like, it will rain and then nobody will come. But thankfully, the weather was good and it's a good time to chat about your feelings and your emotions. So yeah, thank you, Zishan, for giving me a great intro. Some of the words I was like, मेरे लिए बोले जा रहे हैं ये ठीक है. Thank you so much.
So let's dive right into the introduction.
Yes, please.
So the title is Iron Draped in Silk.
Yes.
It is such an evocative title.
Thank you.
What does this metaphor mean to you personally, and how did it come to represent the core of your book?
If I say that I wanted the title to resonate with the book, it will be very meaningless because I think every author and writer wants that. They want their title to be impactful and they want their title to tell a little story. So we were also searching for that. But I also wanted my title to look like a title. You know, if it had to be given as an award, you know, if it had to be given to somebody and if somebody is being called that, they should think of it as a praise. They should think of it as a title that they've achieved. So we were looking. There were a lot of immature titles also in the pipeline, which ऐसी कोई book मैंने ही नहीं पढ़ी होती अगर उसका title वो होता जो मैंने पहले सोचे थे.
Can you share any?
Yeah, of course. It was Baby Soft and Iron Strong. So Iron was always there, but when I said Baby Soft, a few of my friends were like, "Baby क्यों आ रहा है इसमें? You know what kind of a title is this?" It was very funny. And then you won't believe it, I had even sent the book out to my publisher and बात चल रही थी and he was like, Surbhi, title क्या है पर यार book का? I was like, just give me 2 days, last 2 days, promise I will come up with something. And that is when I think I closed my laptop, I closed my book and I was like, Surbhi, you have to think, okay? You have to think without the screen time because you know sometimes when you have the laptop open in front of you, you tend to go on Google, you tend to like put in words and then you're trying to make sense out of that. But I feel the best way to do something or to really reach to something that you will like is to close everything and think. You know, like 5 minutes भी अगर खुद को दे देते हो वो वाला, then you come up with something that's amazing. And I think that is what happened with the title. I started with gold wrapped in silk and then eventually धीरे करके I came to iron. And once I came to Iron Draped in Silk, I was like, this is it. This is what I want. The meaning of it is very on the surface. Anybody who reads it knows that iron means strong and silk means soft. So it's very on the surface also, it's still a metaphor.
Right.
And मुझे भी नहीं पता था इतना अच्छा title है after the book launched. In fact, the book launch day only in Delhi, when they just saw the outside, right? Nobody had seen the inside. And everybody loved the title so much. I got so many messages saying that the title is so good.
Right.
So I was happy. I was like, okay, मेहनत सफल हुई.
Yes, one must praise the cover also.
Yeah,
the cover design is really good. It's really
also.
catchy.
Yes.
It just
There's a
pops out.
story behind the cover also which I think we'll come to eventually in the middle of the conversation because it has a deeper meaning and अभी तो बहुत ranting लगेगा.
Sure. So your essays gently but powerfully explore themes of womanhood,
Yes.
self-belief and resilience. Were there any moments or stories in this collection that you found particularly difficult or cathartic to write?
Firstly, I would like to start with is that एक तो womanhood has become a huge topic. Every day there's a different definition of woman coming out. Woman is this, woman is that, woman is this, woman is that. And I was sick and tired of hearing that. I was like, इतना क्यों dissect किया जा रहा है ना women को? Like, you know, like men are humans, women are humans and let's keep it at that. no two individuals can be the same, no two men can be the same, no two women can be the same, then why are we like, trying to put like us in a bracket ki every woman should be this, every woman should be this? I found that very disturbing. So when I started writing this book, essentially there was no plan to write for a woman. It was supposed to be a very generic book. But then being a woman, I think as I started writing, my obviously affiliation went there, and then it turned into a womanhood book. That is why the first chapter is a very generic chapter. It is it is about believing in yourself. It has nothing to do with womanhood.
Right.
It is just about, self-belief, and it is about that if people are trying to tell you that women should be soft, you should be like, no, but I'm not that, So just believe in yourself. That is the first chapter. There are days when, like even your parents tell you to be something. They tell you to be, nahi beta, aise nahi, aise hona chahiye. But no two kids can also be the same, Like even if they have the same genes, even if they have the same hormones, you can't be the same. So that is what the first book is about. It does explore womanhood in its second chapter, because I felt there was an essential need to talk about how feminism has also bound us now. Like अगर हम कुछ अच्छा भी करने जाते हैं, so we are like, oh, this goes against the principles of feminism, and वो हम शायद नहीं कर पाते. We stop ourselves, or sometimes we do things that we don't want to do because this is what the norm is, or this is what the new change is. So the second chapter is about that. My biggest difficulty was to not upset the feminists, because I knew that this can come back and bite me. I was like, I don't want to say or write something that people find rather offensive. Pride lene ki bajaye unko lage that I'm trying to upset them. So that was the biggest challenge that I faced.
Right.
There were so many poems I went back to and corrected them, because I thought that this might upset somebody who's not in the right mood at that time. So that was my biggest challenge.
Great. So your book often speaks of Mother Nature, a form of strength that isn't loud.
Yes.
Do you believe society still underestimates this kind of strength, especially in women?
I definitely think so. That society to underestimate karti hai, but I think as women, this strength that we have of giving birth, of nurturing our families, जो एक अंदर से ही हमारे अंदर एक है, that we want to nurture our families, we want to be there for our parents. ये जो हमारे अंदर का एक फीलिंग है, we only sometimes overlook it, and हम सोचते हैं this is our weakness, whereas it's not. It's our biggest strength, and that is why I have correlated with Mother Nature, because other than a woman, एक Mother Nature ही है जो birth दे सकती है, nurture कर सकती है, heal कर सकती है, which has that healing properties, So it's high time that society shodo, as a woman, we should treat this as our strength, and I think the day we say that it is our strength, the society will follow. The society will know, and it will understand, and it will accept that, yes, we are strong like that, and we have that strength.
Great. So talking of Mother Nature, I remember your first essay from the first chapter.
Yes.
I would love
yes.
everyone to just listen to it.
I would love to read it too. Before I read it, I was telling Zishan also that a lot of people were after me, whoever had edited the book, that we don't like this poem, just get rid of it. And I was like, but this is my favorite, I can't get rid of it, this is what I want. They were like, no, this is not nice, and I was like, okay, but I want to keep it. Again, going back to that, you have to believe in your work, and you have to believe in what you've written. Just then you believe in yourself. Like this book also, it's why I love it is because I believe in every page. If there are a few lines जो मुझे कभी pressure में लगा कि मुझे लिखनी चाहिए, I did not write them. I was like, it's my book, and that's why I'm also an indie author, because when you go to conventional publishers, they really force you to do things that you don't want to do. For example, my book has these illustrations, and and they were like, ma'am, illustrations koi nahi dekhta, and I'm like, but I want it like that. It's a poetry book, it should look beautiful. People should have fun reading it. And they're like, okay, if you want to, and I'm like, yes, I want. I mean, at least my book should reflect who I am. So I'll just read what the book starts with. This is not a chapter, this is nothing. This is just the crux of the book, that it explains the title a little. So it says, do you know what is the earth made of? It's made of iron deep within its core, yet it produces the softest flowers in the prettiest colors, yet it gives nature to heal, the soft air to breathe, the soil to sow, the rains to grow, because iron roots lie beneath soft hearts.
That was really amazing.
Thank you. The meaning it holds is that, I mean, kindness, compassion, empathy. I agree. Sometimes, you get sick of doing those things and you feel that, yaar, main to nahi karunga ab agli baar se. People don't see it. I still, people still backstab me. People still talk bad things about me. But at least it gives you a better sleep. The day you bully somebody and the day you say bad things to someone, you literally can't even sleep that day. You keep thinking, कि मैंने क्यों बोला यार? Why did I hurt somebody's feelings? So, to be soft, to be kind, to compassion needs a lot of strength from inside. And that is what the title is about. That is why we say that people who are soft from the outside, people who speak softly, people who are nice, they have roots of iron. They have iron roots inside them, and that is why they can be who they are.
Nice, really beautifully put there.
Thank you.
So, Surbhi, you write a lot about memory, especially in relation to places and family. How do you think our memories shape the way we understand our identity and roots?
I feel that family and friends are very important in someone's life, There are times we see on Instagram that people have like 20 close friends and 40 close friends. ऐसा किसी के साथ भी नहीं होता है. You just have, eventually it's your parents and your 1 or 2 closest friends. That's it. अगर आपके पास एक उतना भी web है, then you are good to go. You are in a good space, you're in a happy space. And that is why I talk about memories. Like I say, iron roots. तो वो iron roots कहाँ से grow होते हैं? They grow with spending time with these people, with letting your heart out to these people. जब तुम्हें पता है that your roots are strong, like you are thick with at least one person in your life, जिसके साथ बैठ के तुम्हें कुछ भी protect नहीं करना पड़ता है, कुछ भी pretend नहीं करना पड़ता है. You can be who you are. That is where the iron roots grow from. You know that back home you have somebody, and this person I can let my heart out to. उस जने से you can lead your entire life. You will feel the need to be kind, you will feel the need to be good to people because of that one person. And that is why I hold a lot of importance to spending time with friends, with family, to that one person or to your parents who you feel you can bear your heart out to. Because उसी से ही iron roots grow होंगे, and that will help you to be who you are.
Greatly put. So, there's a tenderness in the way you describe loneliness, not as something tragic, but deeply human. Do you think solitude is necessary for self-discovery? How has it played a role in your own life?
Zishan, when I was writing this book, I did not just write it essay. I did a lot of research. I spoke to people as young as 10 and I spoke to people as old as 74. Okay. When they're 10 and 11, उनको loneliness का concept ही नहीं पता होता है. When I spoke to my nieces or my nephews and I'm like, they were not doing anything and I'm like, are you feeling lonely? They're like, no, they're not. They didn't even know what loneliness was. They were like, no, we are having fun. They will just pull out something and make a small game out of it and keep playing. But when people reach 74, 75, all they knew was loneliness. I was like, ये इतना बड़ा shift कैसे आ जाता है that, from 10 where you know how to make yourself busy, even if you have nothing to do, you will just pull out a game or you will pull out like even a rope and do something fun from it. And at 75, you can't do anything from anything. Like, literally, TV bhi boring hota hai, phone, like everything is boring to you and all you see is loneliness in your life. So that is why I wanted to write about this concept that if you're not doing anything, if you have nothing to do, like literally you have nobody, you're just sitting in this room on this chair, you should over the years develop that capacity to engage yourself. You should feel that you are your companion. You don't need another individual to be a companion. तुम अपना खुद का companion हो. Dive deep, do some self-care. जिसको meditation मुश्किल लगता है, sing some songs, play the tabla. Like do things that you feel कि मैं अकेले बैठकर भी मुझे यार इसमें मज़ा आ जाता है. Write something, anything. Solitude में भी कितनी चीज़ें हैं जो तुम कर सकते हो अगर तुम अपना ध्यान उधर लगाओ. If you don't feel only that you need to absorb yourself anywhere, then eventually you will lose that talent, and at 70 you will also say that मैं अकेले बैठा हूँ तो मैं lonely हूँ. Rather than saying कि I don't know what loneliness is, I believe in self-care, I believe in engaging myself, I believe in engaging my own thoughts कि मैं क्या सोच रही हूँ, if I'm at a happy place, if I'm at a sad place, what are my deepest feelings. I think loneliness is a very overrated concept, and that is why in the book I have not written loneliness, I have written self-care. Right. I've written solitude I've written poems that make you believe that, you know, you should be happy when you're in solitude. You know, and there's one poem, I'll just read a few lines from it. I'd marked it. I only go through that poem sometimes. So it says, your alone time is well earned and true. These moments of stillness belong to you. Watching TV isn't just idle and slow, it's your way of letting the outside world go. Sometimes, you know, people are watching TV and they're thinking about something else. You know, don't do that. With years, as we grow up, हमारा टेंशन इधर उधर भागेगा. But you have to learn कि मैं TV देख रहा हूँ तो मैं सिर्फ TV ही देखूँगा. I will not think about 10 other things. If I'm bathing, I will feel that my body is getting better. I'm doing something productive. I'm doing something constructive. Don't think of it as a chore. You know, eventually जब ये छोटी-छोटी activities में आप अपने आप को ढूंढने लगोगे, then when you reach 70, you will have lots of things to do. You will not feel that यार मैं तो सिर्फ नहाया हूँ, मैं तो सिर्फ TV देख रहा हूँ. You know, you will know that these things are my bodily things and I need them, and you will cherish them more.
Right, greatly put. So you have chosen to write in short poems, each like a window into a larger world. Why this form? And do you feel shorter, more lyrical writing can often say more than a novel?
Everybody has their own interests. Sometimes people can read fiction and they can read like 100 pages of it in one day and they like reading that more. I'm a Harry Potter fan, so I've also read so much fiction that I can't even tell you. Like, I finished his books overnight. So there was a time that I was also into novels and I was so much into fiction. I used to love reading. But when it came to writing, I couldn't write stories, you know, like I started writing stories and then I was like, wo zinda hai, wo mar gaya, wo usne maang. Like, I couldn't write it only, and as much as they intrigued me, maybe I didn't have it in me to write a fiction. And poetry is something that comes very naturally to me. Like, even when I write my Instagram captions, I don't want to write a poetry, but they start rhyming. I write essays and they start rhyming. So it just came very naturally to me. Also, I feel that shorter poems are less heavier. You know, you put them on your bedside and you can read even 2 in a day.
Just flip any page.
Exactly, just flip any page, go through like even 2 of them and you are in a good space. You sleep well. Yes. So yeah, there are a few poems that go beyond a page also, but I like writing short and crispy.
Right. If you could preserve just one essay from the book in a time capsule for future generations, which one would it be and why?
Oh wow. That will take me a while. All of them are like babies, and you know, each one of them I've actually, you know what, no, it will be that mother-daughter poem that even you highlighted.
Right.
That definitely is, it's not even a poem I would say, but it's definitely my favorite. Let me find it. Okay, we'll come back to it. I can't find it.
No worries. So, should I move ahead?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay. So, many young women will read this book and see themselves in your words. What would you say to a young reader navigating their own space in a world that still expects women to drape the iron in silk?
I would say that don't listen to anybody. Like, you know, don't even listen to this book, I would say. And especially don't listen to this feminist movement that's going around us, because they're literally changing meanings every day. You know, it's become annoying now how one day they come up with something and then second day they're like, oh no, even this can't be done, do this. Don't listen to anybody. Just stop yourself for a minute, at least on a Sunday, or take one day of the week and do things that you want to do. You know, there are so many people I've seen who like bullying also. You know, when you go to schools or colleges and you talk to somebody who's a bully and you ask them that, you know, what makes them this, they actually enjoy being that person. Whether, like, you literally have to not join a gang, you don't have to join a herd, you don't have to follow anybody. Just sit with yourself and think and do things that you want to do. And इसमें भी ज़रूरी नहीं है कि मैं 2 साल पहले मुझे ये अच्छा लगता था तो मुझे अभी भी वही अच्छा लगना चाहिए. You evolve, you change as a human. Your body literally is growing up with every second. So realize what you were what you've become, things that you know more like about yourself, and things that you feel that are very special to you, and follow that. It's very, very important, especially if you want to be very aware of your feelings. And if you're not aware of your feelings now, you will just not enjoy life. You will be doing something, but you will be like, यार बिल्कुल मज़ा नहीं आ रहा है, बहुत boring हो रहा है. Or you will be annoyed and you will be like frustrated at all times. The day you realize that यार मैं अकेले भी खड़ा हूँ तो भी I'm happy doing this, that is the day that you'll realize, okay, this is my calling, this is who I am. So don't listen to anybody. This is the only message that I want to give, that don't listen to, if you want to be an extreme feminist, be that, if your body is calling for it. If you don't want to be, then don't be. But just don't label yourself under any umbrella. If you want to be in the reins, just be in the reins. But if you want to be under the umbrella, be under the umbrella. If you want to jump in the muddy puddles, do that. But just follow your own calling. That's the only message I want to give.
Okay, but it is just a little bit paradoxical if they listen to you for not listening to anyone.
Yeah, that's why I started with don't even listen to me, don't even listen to this book.
Right.
Because you know, like this book I've
Unintended.
written, this book I've written now, maybe 5 years later, I only don't resonate with it.
Right.
There's so many writings that you do in life, you know, there's so many movies जो तुम्हें 5 साल पहले इतनी अच्छी लगती थी, you could watch it 100 times. And now when you go back to it, you're like, मैं कैसे देख लेता था यार? Like, you know, even songs.
Happens.
So you change as a human, you evolve as a human.
Right.
You have to understand that.
So, lastly, how was writing Iron Draped in Silk changed you, either as a writer or as a person? And do you have any words of encouragement for budding authors hoping to find their voice?
Iron has really changed me. I feel that I have also inflicted so much insight that I also got to know so many things about myself. Like there's a poem that says that, you know, if you no more feel the same, then accept the change that you've become. And in that journey, I only realized that I changed so much. It took me 2 years to write this book, and there were so many poems that I went back to and I was like, I can't relate with them anymore. I had to change them, rechange them, and then sometimes there were some poems जो मेरे inbox में ही रह गई and they never came out because I was like, this is not who I am anymore. So Iron really, really changed me. I think when your first baby gets out, also it made me very nervous, you know. When the book was launching, I was just going through my book while I was reaching the book launch and I was like, कुछ अच्छा भी लिखा है मैंने, like, you know, what have I written? Will people even like it? But touch wood, with God's grace, every day in my DMs, there are people sending messages like how they were crying reading the book. And you know, these are people जिनको मुझे खुश करके कुछ भी नहीं मिलेगा. Like literally, you know, like why would they write something like this for me? There's so many people who approached me saying that, you know, we were preparing for our UPSC exams and we were under so much pressure. But your poems on self-belief and self-love has changed the entire meaning of doing this course, you know. I think I was doing it for my parents, but then 2 days into the journey I realized that I'm also doing it for myself, and that changed it, you know. Now I know that I'm studying for myself, so I'm putting in more effort, and my productivity is better. So the kind of DMs and the kind of love that's coming in, and also, you know, those mother-daughter dialogues, people click pictures of it and they put it in their phone wallpapers, and it makes me very, very happy. It also makes me overwhelmed, but I'm glad that the message that I wanted to give out is reaching everybody.
Right. The illustrations are really nice.
Thank
I
you.
must also compliment.
Thank you.
So, going back to that quote, if you
Yes.
like to read a few any.
No, I don't want to read any. I want to read that.
Are your personal favorites? I'd say.
It is my personal favorite. I won't deny. This is a mother-daughter thing, but this also has the
Whether
book's
there's
title.
a daughter.
Yes. This
is
one. I think that's you also.
Yes.
Do you like this one or do you?
Yes. Where the daughter was getting the mother ready for
Yeah, it's
something,
this
right?
one only. Yeah.
Yes, sure.
You know those moments when you dress your mother for a party, your hands adjusting her jewelry, brushing her hair, smoothing the fabric of her sari, the way pride swells in your chest, tears quietly pooling at the corner of your eyes. Isn't that one of the most serene moments of your life? A moment you wish to capture, pause and rewind. Just how effortlessly beautiful does she look every time? Her strength shining through her beauty, soft like a feather, strong like the wind, truly an iron draped in silk. Have you seen your our mothers, like, you know, party se pehle they'll be like, मैं तो कुछ भी पहन लूँगी, मैं तो कुछ भी पहन लूँगी. And then, you know, once she gets ready and comes out, you're like, Mama, आप तो बहुत अच्छे लग रहे हो, like, you know. And she will not do anything, and they'll be like, there's a sudden inside beauty that reflects out of her at all times. Like, she's looking so beautiful, well put together. And you're like, Mom, like, you know, even if we हम एक घंटा लगा ले तैयार होने में, तो भी we can't look the same. That is because I think it's her inner beauty, the kind of strength that she holds.
Right.
Ever since I became a mother, I think I realized that strength. I never had it before, I think. But once I became a mother, I think there was a strength that came inside me that I can't even describe in words, you know. That need, even if my husband tells me sometimes it's okay, relax, you know, everybody tells me. But that need that I feel to care for them, to be there for them, to talk to them, I think that's like magic, you know. The strength that it gives me, you know, like, it's completely something else. And I think that was the last stage of a woman that, you know, once I realized that, I think the title also comes from there only, that, you know, once you realize what motherhood is about, you know, you realize it as a mother, as a daughter also, you realize it as a human also. But once you become a mother or once you become a parent, I think even as a father, because I've seen it in my husband also, it just completely changes you. It turns you into an amazing human. It also helps you realize how strong you are from inside.
Yes. And you also captured a desire of every woman, I'd say, that they wish to see their mothers as a child.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. You know, you want to see that fragility and you want to see that childishness.
That carefree.
That carefree, absolutely. Mother, right? That, you know, even if she's sleeping, up to, you know that she's not sleeping. She's just everywhere. Her attention is there and there also. But as a child, she must have been like us.
Right,
you know, yeah.
Not like us anymore. Oh, so that was it for the interaction.
Yes.
Thank you, Surbhi. There were some great poems that you recited for us.
Thank you so much.
Any one of you have any questions for Surbhi that you can just raise your hands and ask them.
Yes.
I have a bunch of questions.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you.
So basically my first question is that there are women, okay, I'm not like a radical feminist.
Yes.
Okay, but I do, you know, resonate with the aspects of feminism.
Yes.
How it is growing.
Yes.
In this modern world, right?
Absolutely.
But do you resonate with this feeling that men have not evolved to that part? Nothing against men.
Yeah.
But women are, because they are, you know, growing up.
Absolutely.
And, you know, they are, you know, leading in their career and they have been, you know, raised by very much wonderful parents, their mother and everything. So I'm not saying that every woman would, you know, have everything at all.
Absolutely.
A nice husband, a nice family, kids and everything, career on the top of it. So what do you have to suggest to those women, you know, where they would find themselves that, okay, that maybe the partner or the husband or maybe the family, in-laws, they are still behind her,
Yeah.
you know, in every sort of way, starting from here.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it affects in every possible way.
Yeah.
So what do you have for those particular women?
You know, throughout this book, what's her name? Ritika. Throughout this book, Ritika, you will not find any mention of a man. Okay? Because I have not specifically pointed it out ki man versus woman. It's not about that. Actually, nothing is about that. This war that has suddenly started, that, you know, this man, this woman, it's absolutely baseless. You know, there are so many qualities that a man also comes with, and there's so many qualities a woman also comes with. You know, in this war, sometimes a woman also loses her best capabilities. You know, like how the chapter 2 says that this strength to give birth a man does not have, right? This strength to nurture, to heal, this strong emotion that I feel inside to be there for my family, maybe a man would not feel, but a woman feels it, right? Now in that war too, the man is not feeling it, so I will also not feel it. We lose our best qualities, you know, and it leads to a lot of confusion. You know, I understand that there are so many emotions, and women, because sometimes, you know, it's not the family that we grow up into. We are born with a lot of things. You know, being a woman, we are born with a lot of things. And also sometimes you get into, your parents nurture that and you develop into somebody more stronger. Whereas you sometimes feel that people around you maybe your in-laws, or maybe your husbands, or maybe your boyfriends, or maybe your male friends. They're not at the same level as you. But then, why do you want them at the same level? You know, you can also exist as an independent identity. You know, your qualities, your emotions, what you feel, how strong you feel, and how sometimes you feel that you feel more sanely than the other counterparts. You don't have to feel that, you know, they don't feel it. Believe in yourself and focus on your emotions, what you are feeling. You know, this war that we have started, it will not give anybody any benefit. You know, you will just lose out on your best things, thinking that, oh, unke paas to nahi hai. You know, just concentrate on who you are. It will not only help you evolve more, it will make you a much better version of yourself, and it will help the people around you also. Maybe, see, I don't want to say that, you know, because we are blessed from Mother Nature, so we are in a higher place, but we definitely are. We have that qualities, you know, to give birth, to nurture, to heal. So it's better to concentrate on those and know that you have that and help the people around you than thinking that, you know, मैं ऐसे क्यों करूँ क्योंकि वो नहीं कर रहे. You know, think of yourself in a place where you are, like I write about kindness and write about compassion. So, you know, think of those things so that it will not only help you feel better, it will not only put you in a better place, it will also help you become better. Yeah.
Anyone else with a question? Yes, Jaideep.
So you mentioned that you and everyone around you continuously change what they like, what they don't like, continue to evolve as a person. So can you share an example of something that you used to like maybe 5 years ago, and that you evolved to, or maybe not like 5 years ago, and now you're
Harry Potter. I was such a big fan.
But you don't like it anymore.
Now when I go back to it, I can't read that 1000-page book.
Okay.
You know, like I still love the concept of muggles and you know, all of that. I still get very attracted, but now if somebody tells me that, you know, wo 1000-page ka book ek din mein padh lo, I will not be able to read it. I'll be like, how did I do it when I was a child, you know? Literature only, you know, like the kind of literature I used to read before, I was really into I used to love where the girl was a main protagonist, and, you know, I used to love romance novels. I used to hate those dark murderous novels. Now I feel like going back to them, you know. And when I see girl chick films, I'm like, yeah, I don't want to see them anymore, you know. They don't do anything for me. Rather, I want to like read and write about something that's more informational and productive. You know, so how you evolve as a human, you know, earlier you had like very different choices, and now you don't want to even be associated with them. You know, if somebody talks about that, oh, there was a time you used to love this picture, and I was like, no, I don't like it anymore, you know, because you feel that that was me, but now it's not me anymore. So yeah, so even my teachers in literature, for books, for pictures, even for music, it has changed so much. I used to hate Kishore Kumar songs. Now I can play them on loop, you know. So that has changed. If somebody was doing serious conversation with me, I'm like, let's, you know, talk about something more Bollywood or more fun. Now I don't like talking about film stars. Now I don't like talking about the gossip that's happening in the Filmfare magazines. You know, like it's changed. I like reading India Today now. So, you know, but also having that consciousness in me that, you know, I will change as a human. And 5 years from now, I might not even, I would have taken this whole reading very differently. Will happen. And rather than feeling, why is this happening, I would be proud of it and I will accept it. So yeah.
Yes. Anyone else? Yes, Krishna.
So I happened to see a couple of illustrations in your.
Yes.
Can you talk about it?
Okay, so now illustrations again, you know. Sometimes I feel that maybe after 10 years I'll be like, मैंने बहुत kiddish illustrations बनाए, you know. But right now I love them, you know. Each illustration is just not a drawing. It is a meaning of the poem. You know, even if you don't read the poem and you read just the illustration, you will be like, so there's an illustration that that has the moon. You know how sometimes
phases of the moon.
Phases of the moon, you know, from the crescent to the full moon, and then there'll be a day there's no moon. You know, and the quote says that even on days you don't feel full, you still give enough to the world. You know, even on days you don't feel whole, we're still giving light to the world. You know, don't feel that, you know, आज मैं नहीं होऊंगा तो किसी को क्या फ़र्क पड़ेगा, you know, the days the moon is not there, all of us is affected, and even if it's a small size, it's still giving enough light to the world.
Yes.
So you know, even on days you feel that you know you're low and आज मैंने कुछ नहीं किया है, I have not been to the office, I have not done enough work, you've still done enough, you know. So believe in that energy of yours. So the illustrations hold a very deep meaning for me. I had to put them as a part of the poetry because you know. It also makes the read a little lighter, and it also absorbs the meaning of the poem in a much better way. So yeah.
Right. Yes, Muskan.
Also, I was not a graphic designer. I drew everything on paper, and then I took it to the publisher, and I was like, "This is the illustration." She's like, "Sorry, ma'am, ये ऐसे नहीं जा सकता." I was like, "Okay, I need some professional help." So there's a wonderful lady who helped me to convert them into a digital platform. Yeah. But yeah, the illustrations, as much as the poem, the illustrations also hold a very special meaning to me.
Yes, someone from the middle.
Was the cover and the color of the book?
Okay, yeah. So coming to the cover, you know, these days there's a thing that, oh, we don't wear pink because pink is for girls. You know, I have 2 boys, and when they came back home with this notion, and I was like, how did we divide colors also, yeah? Like, you know, there was a man versus human debate already going on. And now blue versus pink भी start हो गया है. Eventually कुछ और भी start हो जाएगा. You know, we'll end up dividing everything. And anyways इतना divide हो चुके हैं. You know, from caste to religion to concepts that you know we can't divide colors also. So and then there was a young girl I met, and I was like, "Is pink your favorite color?" She's like, "No, I'm not a girl. I don't like pink." And I'm like, "What is happening? You know, why are we being like?" So I wanted to keep a color that does not mean anything. You know, it's just a color. Pink है तो इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि girls के लिए है, और blue है इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि boys के लिए है. You know, a boy. In fact, I think men look the best in pink. You know, it like, yeah, like it like I would love to date a guy who's wearing like he's wearing a pink shirt today, and it's looking so nice. So that is why the color pink, because there's too much bias going on. I don't want us to divide colors also and think that, oh, you know, we can't wear this, we can't wear that because this is for girls, this is for boys. I think, I don't know why, I don't know, can anybody raise hands if they're also sick of this whole debate of man versus woman, and man should do this, woman should not do that? Yeah, good guys. Like, I'm so glad we're on the same page because it's really started getting too much. Yeah.
Okay, just a last question. Sorry, we are short on time. Muskan, raise your hand first.
We'll take all. I'll try to keep it short.
They're like phases of moon, right? And even when
Yes.
you move, you're still giving up.
Yes.
As a woman, and you also talk about how as a woman, there's a tendency to always give.
Yeah.
A lot of times we don't get back what we're giving, and a lot of times, just like the moon, it becomes very tiring. You just want to shut down and not give and just
Yeah.
get pampered.
Absolutely.
What should we do on those days when just you don't know what to do?
This is a very interesting question. There are 2 chapters in the book, chapter 3rd and chapter 4th, that specifically focus on that when you feel that we are done, बहुत हो गया, you know, we are being so nice to people, but it's not coming back, what should we do? Now in a usual world, what we do is we stop giving. We are like, बस हमारा हो गया, you know, अगले 6 महीने I'll be like, you know, in my own cocoon, I will not give, I will be like this person who's just going and coming, and I will not be nice to people. I think though that is the time when this chapter 3 and chapter 4 comes into action, when you have to look inside. You know, in Japanese, there's a concept called forest bathing, and I've written about it in my book also. Nature gives you when you feel that you're done. You go and sit in a garden, and even if you don't want to read, just sit and let the leaves, the trees, you know, just deep breathe, and you know, you will suddenly feel that you're rejuvenating, you're relaxing. There's also concept of moon bathing, you know, that comes from Ayurvedic feelings. हमारे बड़े लोग हमेशा खाना खाने के बाद walk करते थे, and digestion के लिए तो होता ही होता है, but that is not only for digestion, because you know, moon gives you the rays where your body rejuvenates, you know, and हम अपने आप को ये सब टाइम नहीं देते हैं ना. हम ना फॉरेस्ट बेदिंग करते हैं, ना मून बेदिंग करते हैं, वी मॉल बेदिंग करते हैं या नेटफ्लिक्स बेदिंग करते हैं. उससे यू नो योर बॉडी डज नॉट रेजुविनेट. You give yourself these 10 minutes, and there are other methods also that I've explained in the book. You give yourself these 10-15 minutes daily. Daily नहीं कर सकते तो शायद हफ्ते में एक बार, वो भी बहुत होता है. And then you know you will not get these tiring feelings कि यार बहुत हो गया, बहुत कर लिया, I'm not getting it back, I am just doing it for people. You do these things for yourself, you feel so nice, you feel so much better about yourself, then you don't think that, you know, वो तो कर नहीं रहा है. You feel कि ठीक है यार मैं तो कर रही हूँ ना, and I can't be this bad person. So मैं वो तो हो ही नहीं सकती, and करते करते मैं थक गई हूँ. So let me just energize myself, let me get my energy back, let me use these methods to feel better in life, and then, you know, when you wake up tomorrow now, you will feel better. You will not feel so drained out.
Right.
Definitely.
Yeah, you must, and there are other techniques also that you should try at least हफ्ते में एक बार.
Just a last quick one, please. Arnav.
There are a lot of strategies in the book. The third and the fourth chapter, you know, there's so many poems that I've written that are just about what should I do, and like it also has saying that a warm bath isn't just to soak and hide, it's where your very spirit collides. And when you dance through the night so free, it's a dance of release, of pure liberty. So, you know, I spoke to this auntie. She was in her 55 or 60 years of age, and she was telling me that, you know, beta, what I used to do is, she used to love driving the bike. And she was like, I used to just go for a drive. And, you know, जब मैं drive करती थी, and, you know, she was like, I used to go at 11 in the night, and when I used to drive, and, you know, there was a splash of wind on my face, I used to feel so relaxed, I used to feel so happy, I used to come back happily. You know, these are the techniques that you need to use. We are looking for validation, we are looking for energy from the wrong places. हमें लगता है कि हमारे को ऑफिस के बॉस से वैलिडेशन मिलेगा, वहाँ से कभी भी नहीं मिलेगा. You know, अगर आप सुबह 8 से लेकर रात के 11 बजे तक भी काम करोगे ना, तो भी वो वैलिडेशन नहीं मिलेगा, वो अंदर ही मिलेगा. You know, she was like, when I was on that bike, I realized that what I'm doing for myself is less and what I'm doing for others is more. I need to do more for myself. And she's like, when I started doing that, I started feeling better. So, you know, self-doubt comes because हम वो validation बाहर से ढूंढ रहे हैं कि यार एक दिन हमारा बॉस हमें बुलाएगा और बोलेगा क्या काम किया है, वो कभी नहीं होगा. अगर आप घर जाकर अपने आप को 5 मिनट दोगे और बोलोगे यार मैंने अच्छा काम किया है, जितना मैं कर सकता था मैंने उतना किया है, you will be happy. You will be in a place where next day when you go to work, you will feel यार मैंने अच्छा किया था. Yeah. So.
Okay, Arnav, just last one, please. Arnav.
So you spoke a little about people developing a sense of individuality or being independent and like striving towards self-care or being at least comfortable with themselves. I have felt that the best way to uplift people is through community, and I don't disagree that people need a form of self. But do you think community around you is important?
It's very important. Until unless it doesn't get toxic. Sometimes it really gets toxic. हमें नहीं पता चलता कि कब एक community भी toxic हो जाती है, and it forces us to do things or believe in things that we don't want to believe in and that we are not. You know, for example, अगर मैं किसी non-book reader को यहाँ पे ला दूँगी, वो एक बार आएगा, 2 बार आएगा, then he'll be like, मैं नहीं कर पा रहा हूँ relate. I don't like reading. There's so many cousins I have in my family. I'm like, तुमने मेरी book पढ़ी? They're like, yeah, we don't like reading. And I'm like, यार पढ़ तो लो. They're like, but we can't read. We can listen.
Just send them here for once. I can ensure that. That
So
was our sole
community is
motto.
very, very important. It is important to belong somewhere. You know, but you also have to realize that over the years, is this community working for me? Am I still on the same page as they are? Because, you know, sometimes you really can't. And अगर तुम्हें नहीं हो रहा है, if you can't, you know, be in that community anymore, you feel that you've changed, you can't believe in their ethos and their ethics and their principles, it's okay to draw out also and find another community. You know, rather be in a place where there's only toxicity around you and it is not helping you become a better version of yourself. So, but community is very important, you know, to be amongst people who believe in your beliefs, even if it's the most randomest of beliefs, but to be accepted like that, it's very, very important, and it also validates a lot of our feelings.
So that was it for the interactions with the members, and we should now do a giveaway for some members that
Yes.
Survi chooses.
I can't
The
choose.
questions.
I like everybody.
If you like any engagement or some particular questions that you like,
all the
however you
questions
like.
were nice.
You can just do any.
Anybody you give out, Zishan, like, you know.
Don't put the pressure on me. I have to be here for all the time. You just go home.
मैं तो कुछ नहीं चाहूँगी, but people will be after you. Yeah.
Yes. So
I would actually like to give it to the men, maybe
Okay,
him.
Jaideep.
Yeah, and that guy
Congratulations.
also sitting there. They made me
can
feel
just come
comfortable.
here.
They were smiling to the conversation.
Right,
And you know,
right.
for a man to sit and listen to sometimes saying things.
Right.
So,
Should we
yeah.
provide from there? Just keep sitting. Jaideep.
You can maybe pass it to your girlfriend.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And I'll get on that.
And Mirban. Amandeep.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Anyone else?
Okay, that's it.
That's it. Thank you so much.